What's up, guys? My name is Tashera, and I will be speaking a little bit about the metal gear on my leg. I cannot lift it right now because it's kind of high. But hopefully in the video I'll be able to put a picture so you can see. Yeah, so let's go. Okay, so I have been living with something called the Ilizarov system for almost 4 months now. When I decided to do this surgery, my family was pretty well, their thoughts were basically, why would I want to put myself back through something like this after it's been so long for my previous surgeries. But I needed it, so yeah. It was a bit worse when I showed them the picture of what's gonna be on my leg, and I will show you a picture of it now. Yeah, this will be me in the hospital, so yeah. So basically, the Ilizarov system, it stretches your limb and it corrects your alignment, and I needed both. My right leg is shorter than my left, and from my knee go down to my foot on the right leg, it's sticking out to the right and it was rotated to the right a bit, so that needs to be corrected. And I also had a drop ankle, which is basically a ballet foot like this, and that needs to be brought back up and corrected. I couldn't stand on it for like more than 10-15 minutes anywhere I went without it paining, so I definitely need to fix that. And okay, so I'm gonna tell you from the hospital to now. Yeah, pretty much. So I stayed about 3 to 4 days in the hospital. I was pretty much numb, I think the first 3 days. The last day I started to get back a little bit of feelings because they wanted to be able to send me home. The first 2 days back home, I got back more feelings, and I think my first appointment might have been either a week after I left the hospital, or maybe 2, roughly. I can't remember, but it's somewhere around there, because they needed to start the turning of the rods, right? So when I went for my appointment, they showed my dad how to turn these 6 rods that were attached to the Ilizarov. And what these 6 rods do, they slowly move my bones back into the alignment that it needs to be. And every day my dad had to do this, and every day that pain is just like, words can't describe it, but you have to remember it's just for a period of time, and it was for the better, to help me, correct my leg. So that's basically what I would keep thinking in my mind throughout the pain. And well, obviously for the person going through it, it's very painful, mental, physical, but what people tend to forget is the person who is taking care of you. In my situation is my dad. It takes a pretty heavy toll on them, mentally, physically. It drains them, and especially as a parent, you don't really want to see your child going through anything bad, and I mean, my dad and we've been through a lot of these things long enough to know that I could handle it. So when it comes down to it, really, he would just be like, okay, bite down and let's go. And that's literally what I do. I would ask for something to bite down, a pencil, a rag, whatever, because I don't really bawl or scream. I would usually just bite the pain down. So that was for a month, the turning of the bones. And when the month was up and we went back, they took off the 6 rods. Yay. They said, okay, So now this is where the real work starts. You have to start to put pressure on your leg and start to walk a bit so your bone can grow, right? So I said, okay. Call my therapist. When she came over, the first time I stood, if you follow me on Instagram, you'll see it goes straight down to my foot, like I said. So 2 pins go straight through my foot, and the higher pin is right by my arch, and my therapist told me that's where most of your weight goes as a pressure point when you stand, right? So obviously if something is going through your foot, you know, it's going to irritate it, and with your weight it's going to make it bleed. So every time you stand, every time I stood, that's basically what happened. It bled. And for the weeks after following, more pins started to bleed, and obviously I got more worried because, I mean, who would like to see blood running down there? So when I spoke to my doctors and my nurses, they were like, no, it's fine, that's good, it means the blood is flowing through your leg, right? We want that. Okay, I understand that's good, but the sight of the blood bothered me. So I said, okay, if I don't see the blood, then it won't be a problem. So we patched up all of my pins every time I had to do my exercises, and went about my way, and that was fine. As of now though, no pins really bleed to say it's running down my leg. It might bleed just a tiny bit if I do a lot of therapy, and we have to clean, and well, you have to keep all the pin sites clean because there's still a possibility of infection, because it's basically an open wound. So anybody that's sick can't be around me. I can't go in the beach or a pool. So we have to keep those clean, and we have to separate the skin from the pin. It can't stick, right? So to do that, some of the pins are a little sensitive, but not all. On my knee, that hurts pretty much every time I bend or move. And that's because of the positions of the pins around my knee. But when I asked the doctors about it, they said, I guess because of how badly damaged my knee was, they needed to put the pins in those positions. So they said you would expect pain because the pins are basically up against my joint. So every time I'm bending it, it would be kind of rubbing against it. But that's about it as of recent. Oh yeah, I just want to remind everybody that all of this is just based solely on my experience, so I can't speak for everyone. But the reason why I made this video was because I figured I could help somebody, because in my situation, when I did research for it, it made me feel a little better seeing videos with people personally having them on and hearing their personal experiences. Yeah, okay, it's fine hearing from the doctors about it, but I think you feel a little better from, you know, someone who actually wore them and goes through it. So I figure if someone was in my situation, if they're a bit iffy or frightened to do the surgery, you know, or they weren't sure how good it would turn out, at least some of my experiences could help them, I'm hoping. And well, everywhere I went also, no one knew anything about it, so which surprised me because I rarely go anywhere, mostly just my doctor's office and my therapist. Yeah, I don't really go many places, but the few places I do, which are medical places, I would assume people see things like this, but they don't. So I just figured I would inform or educate people a little bit about it, you know, so they can know there's this option down here. Yeah. So yeah, if you have any questions for me, you could leave it down in the comment section. If you do not want your questions public, you can ask me privately and I will answer as soon as I can. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So thanks again guys for your time. I hope you like it, and I hope you share it so it gets out there, and subscribe if you want to continue this journey on with me and see what it's like living with this metal gear. Yep. See you later guys. I forgot to mention that the next video would most likely be me answering your questions, or a doctor's appointment, or just an update, or you never know. So subscribe to see.